Good day, YouTubers, and thank you for tuning in to today's video on YouTube. Of course, it is the third day of the new year so far. Strangely enough, yes, there's been a lot of snow, which has been hung around for a long period of time. And yes, if you remember, oh, sorry about the brightness there, but did you see that squirrel? Yeah, I was trying to adjust the brightness, and then all of a sudden the screen was playing funny, and all you just saw was a squirrel hovering over a white background. It's quite windy, and it's also quite cold. And we also saw a little bird. I think it might have been a little robin. I think. And yeah, I can definitely tell how freezing cold it is outside. I've actually just spilled out most of it. Oh my god, look at all the bird food. I've actually had to shake the bird feeder because there wasn't that much food being consumed by the birds. I think probably because of the way the feeder has been designed, it's a bit of a fault. Somehow. I think because it's a bit too small. I think this bird feeder lantern shaped thing, it's a bit way too small for the birds to consume, as sad as this sounds. But nevertheless, hey, yes, I am straightforward on that sort of period because hey, as it's freezing cold outside, man oh man, I did pull out the birds' food to try and catch up with what I've got to serve up from here, because obviously during winter time it is a completely and utterly scarce sort of moment. Of course, a lot of small birds die during this type of weather, and as you can see, look at all of the nasturtiums. They have been totally and utterly submerged by all of the snow, and I have to say, by no means less. Oh man, it's absolutely freezing cold. Oh my goodness me. Well, it's just one of these wonders where you could just possibly say, now you see it and now you don't. Maybe because of how persistent this cold weather has been. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to tip this over. Actually, no, look at the flower bed that I've just had so far. It was once really fluid with water, but because it's been very cold and frigid, I'm going to come along and grab Mr. Shovel. I tend to use this for gardening, but also smashing up knockoff toys. You know, Mr. Shovel really loves to do his ways, obviously. Oh my gosh, I'm going to come along and grab out and see what's going on here. Remembering that ice does kill a lot of plants and stuff. I'm going to do it single-handedly because it's going to be a bit of a troublesome factor if I'm doing it double-handfully. Because I got my tablet to contend with. And inside here is a lot of mud, so I'm just going to dig out of what I'm going to serve up today. Look at this, look at all of this stuff that has been trapped in such icy conditions, and wow, look at that. I think that looks like the previous soil / compost I've left off, and as you can see, it still lives. Ooh, yucky. Now, it's the sort of soil that actually becomes, it's a little bit dirty and a bit muddy. Oh man, look at that. Quite interesting, isn't it? What about this one here? Has that been dry or not? There's a lot of like grassy weeds and blah blah that have taken over this whole garden. It's not that icy. Very nice to know. Quite interesting, isn't it? But yeah, look at the ice. Yeah, it's just taken its way over, and it's not a great sight to see, but all I can start to see is mud. Okay, so there's been a lot of mud so far. Right, I'm going to go up towards the other side. Look at this. Look at the ice here. It has just basically smothered this flower bed. And what about this one here? You know, it's funny. I've actually got a lot of flower beds in my backyard garden for some reason. There's a lot of snow in it. Look at that. Just very frigid. It's gone very rock solid, rock hard and solid. Look at that. It's just very hard and solid. And if I keep on digging, you start to find out that there's more of this sort of stuff coming right out. There's a lot of soil. I think it's fine looking soil right there. There's just groggy ones, I think. That's just a bunch of groggy piece of dirt, hopefully. As I'm making this video here, I'm trying to protect myself from just how frigid the temperatures are. I think comparing from last year, the snow accumulation that we just had, it's probably, let's just say, less accumulative than what we had last year. I think snow was a much deeper profile than it is today. I think the measurement of snow has been quite, it's been quite little so far. Actually, I wouldn't say little because, hey, it's been quite medium so far. I think, if I remember last year's snowfall, we had a big, I don't know how many centimeters of snow that we had, but we had a big accumulation of snow. There you go, look at the whole backyard garden. It has just been completely and utterly submerged with all that snow, except for this pathway right here, as you can see, leading up towards this podium right at the back. I don't know, to be honest, it's actually quite a great thing to just have a bit of fresh air, even though it's freezing cold. Winter is, of course, one of my lists because of, well, everything stereotypical about this time of the year is very much of such, very much such as such. But now, you know what, even though we've got snow in the cards, our winter events are going to get milder and warmer, but also wetter. So in the future, these events are going to become less common. And that's possibly why it. It's like a special treat from the North Pole. You know, the UK is a little bit like Santa Claus's gift outside of Christmas. Quite interesting. And also, speaking of Christmas, we are nearly coming up away from our holidays, winter festivals, as I like to call it. Quite interesting, isn't it? As a bit of a genuine coincidence. And here are some of my propagator trays. Very, very nice. And what's cooking right inside here are the pigeons. About 3 of them, actually. Didn't realise there's about 3 of these little blighters. What is that? I'm just going to duck down for a bit, Harry, just to close. Remembering it's still freezing cold at this time of the year, and boy, I really know how good summer of 2025 was. Well, I wonder what our summer is going to be like. I'll just have to wait for the next 6 months. And actually, as I'm making this video, the nasturtiums, they are straightforward, still intact, and as you can see, the cold weather has basically killed them on purpose. It's this way because they are very seasonal. I can't see any seed heads. I can only just see flowers and whatnot. And as the snow has submerged, I can't see any signs of more seeds that have been exposed. And I think what's really safe to say is, hey, like many, I'm pretty sure those seeds would pretty much germinate if it's really cold but wet. I might be totally wrong, actually, because most plants would just germinate if there's no frost, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm actually getting a little bit difficult with plants. I feel more confident during the spring and summer, but hey, that is what it is. And actually, speaking of spring, yes, there is one peculiar looking area here that you need to look out for. As I'm walking around through this pathway right here, do you know what really comes out during springtime at this pathway right here? It's the bluebells. I'm not seeing any bluebells yet, but hey, it seems like, hey, some flowers, daffodil buds and shoots around January and February. It's no surprise because, hey, even though we are pretty much stuck in the middle of winter, I'm also starting to see signs that spring has came up very, very early. It feels like, hey, you know what? I don't think winter is there anymore. It's just, hey, it's a bit of a very brief seasonal moment. Oh well. Anyways, I'm just going here about all of the nonsense that comes around throughout my YouTube, and of course the rest of YouTube plus whatnot. So I think that's going to be about it. So if you really enjoyed this video, of course, yes, it's a freezing cold day. Please give this video a very good like. Subscribe for more flat videos in the future. Remembering I don't always go outside that much during cold days, because I seem to be more of a summer guy than it is with winter. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.